So let's talk about 4.3. Perform full WordPress backup and restore it using all-in-one WP migration and backup plugin to store backups on GCS bucket. And I'm not affiliated with any of these plugins that I'm discussing in this blog post and YouTube video, by the way. But this is just a plugin that I was using with my Kubernetes setup. And actually a plugin that I was also using on VMs and wherever I was, because it backs up everything. So as long as you have proper configuration, it will restore it without a problem. So first step, let's create our bucket for in this case. So I'm going to click create, and I'm going to call the bucket. I'm going to call it literally like this, and I'm going to click continue, and I will select to create it as part of the US West 4 region in Netherlands. Continue. Again, I love selecting auto class. So I'm going to select that here. Uniform, that's all good, and then at this point we can just create the bucket. So once we have our bucket, the next step that we want to do is we want to attach this bucket to Cloud Run. So this is a relatively new feature to Cloud Run. And if I go to edit, and why I want to discuss this, because when I was moving from Kubernetes to Cloud Run, I encountered this problem. So let me first attach it. So I'm going to add a volume. So I will select Google Storage Bucket. And the bucket name is the WP Cloud Run Bucket. Well, the volume, we can call it GCS bucket backup. And the bucket is the one I just created. And the reason why I'm mentioning this is because I would originally create like what I tried to do, and this is not explained, this is not talked about enough. What I would do is I would add all of my files on the bucket itself, and then I would mount it, and then it would be incredibly slow. I even found a YouTube video by Google Cloud Tech where they talk about how to mount the volume mount with the GCS. And I left a comment where I was literally explaining how I was having problems, and I was pointed to another resource, which again was very basic use case with Hello World and didn't really address my problem. So I will reply once I have this YouTube video and blog post ready to go. But I would advise you not to have many files in your bucket if you mount it as part of the Cloud Run. If you have like 100 files, it's not going to work. Like I would say it should only be a few files, preferably the configuration files. So do not try to restore your backup like this. Regardless, so once this is attached, I'm going to click here. Now we also need to attach it as part of our container. So we go to volume mounts, and I'm going to mount a volume, and I will select a GCS backup. And this is a path that you need to select. So I know that this is where there's going to be WP content. Well, actually, I'm going to copy it from another location that I have. This is something that's also explained as part of the Docker file. But this is the location where that the plugin will be storing and restoring the backups from. So once I'm done with this, I can simply click deploy. And what we're gonna get now is a WP Cloud Run instance that has a GCS bucket mounted to it. So let's give it a few seconds. I'm gonna pause the video. And it's done at this point, so I'm gonna go to the URL. I will probably need to log in again. So WP admin. And now I'm going to go configure plugin to use this. So all-in-one migration, I'll activate it. And as part of the settings now here, I'm going to go, I don't see the settings for some reason. regardless, I cannot find the settings, but if you have settings, you should just select the location where the bucket will be if it needs to configure. So it goes to the bucket. But regardless, I'm just going to click backup. And what's going to happen now is that automatically it should back up everything that's part of the or WordPress instance and back it up to the GCS bucket that we created. So I'm going to give it a few seconds to do this, or a minute, and I'll continue with the video. And after it's done, you'll see the name of the backup, and your backup will be available as part of the bucket. So you can now go, you have your backup and you can restore it as such. If I just click here, restore, and that's it. You have enabled backup. So I think that covers all of the steps here. Yep. So let's move to the